You stand, transfixed and trembling, its massive form a silhouette against the dim light. The air is thick with the scent of danger, and you realize, with a heart gripped by terror, that you might very well be its next unwitting prey. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Lucky by Nature. So on this video I'm gonna show you how to get a Carcha, but we're gonna do it the PvE mode because remember, in PvE most places are pillared, so you cannot put down traps, and also the areas where you find them, usually if they're more closer to the top, there's areas where you cannot place anything down. So we're gonna have to do it on foot without a trap, and this is gonna be really difficult. I typically don't like to set everything up in a really controlled environment where I'm not gonna get attacked, because that's not realistic. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you exactly how we do it in PvE. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm getting rid of some dinos that might be a problem. Usually, if the Carcha is a lower level, these things will be a problem. But I think this one that we just saw is an 85, so I'm not too worried. As far as these guys here, they may be able to run up to its feet and start biting it, because they're kind of quick a little bit. They're not as fast as they used to be in ASC for sure, but they still can get past, and yeah, we don't want that to happen. So we're gonna clear everything out. We usually carry a otter with us with good melee, and the other thing is that we carry a few eggs, Rex eggs, so that way we can hatch them on the go, so that way we don't have to be carrying the little baby Rexes. Alright, so this guy is moving really fast. I don't even know how I got all the way over here so quickly, but so what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up on this side. So we need to get rid of these guys, because they will attack us if we get down, and of course we need to hatch our baby Rex, so we need to get rid of these guys. The eggs themselves are almost ready to hatch. They have just a few seconds, about 5 or so, and so it should be fairly quick, and we should get on its back relatively quick. So let me just finish this guy up real quick, and hopefully he won't come this way, because I mean, obviously there's always a little bit of danger, right? And that guy, if he gets to us while we're getting the baby together, then that's going to be one less egg. I'm only carrying 3, so that only allows us for 1 screw up, and that's it. And usually I only carry 1 extra. Most of the time I don't use it, but you never know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the egg right here in front of us. But we always have to check the temperature, and this is a good temperature, because if you go to different places and it's around 40 degrees, you're not going to be able to hatch the egg. Sometimes down here it gets so hot that you can just throw the egg out and the baby will hatch. But right now it needs a little help, and that's not a problem, but that's what the otter is there for. There we go. So we claim it. And then we got to pick up our otter, so that way anything that goes wrong, our otter won't die. And now we got to kill this little guy. So shoot it a couple of times. There we go. And so now I got to do the offer in person, close and personal. And usually this part is pretty straightforward. The biggest problem would be other predators. And that's the thing, you know, a lot of people complain because they watch videos and they're always shown in perfect conditions where they spawn the Carchas where they never spawn. I mean, You can probably take it all the way over there, maybe. But that would be a lot of hard work. In PvE, you don't have a lot of times that option because somebody else will try to snipe it from you. That's just the way it is. All right, so now I don't release it until it's almost here, and I use the shield to stop it from hitting me. Let me look back. Okay, perfect. Usually it only takes one, but you never know. It just depends on the settings on your server, or if you're on official, for some reason, if it's a perfect like a 150, I've had to use 2. But it's sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not really sure what that's about. So now we gotta go eat as much or kill as many as we can, as many dinos as we can. And I'm gonna show you something that's interesting. A lot of people, they go after the Diplos. Obviously they can't hurt you and their health is kind of high. But I'm gonna show you that that's not necessarily the better option. Because as you can see, we barely have any of the meter. I mean, we are really, really low right now. And look, we're getting lucky and we're getting these guys. I really don't want to hit the Bronto, but if we do accidentally hit it, we'll attack its head and kind of back up. And we can try not to let it hit us with that tail. But as you can see, we're not going up very fast. Let me see if there's any more Diplos. And there's one there. And hopefully this one will be a little higher level. But we're not getting very far. I already know that I'm going to have to do this twice. And that's okay. But this one's taking a little longer. So it's probably a little higher level. Now in PvP, you can actually unclaim your dinos. Ooh, yeah, that is a higher level. But as you can see, it still didn't help me as much as you would think it would. But anyways, so on PvP, you can unclaim your dinos. If you have Diplos, you know, people tend to use those. And you can eat them. And that's great. You know, single player, the same thing. But in PvE, you cannot do that. In PvE, if you unclaim them, it still treats them as if they're somebody else's tames. And so that does not allow you to attack them. So in PvE, you still have to do it the legit way, the way it was intended, which is run around and eat everything that's wild. And so I find that smaller dinos, especially if there's several of them, that gets the meter up much, much faster. And that's what I intend to go for. But a lot of times, if you don't find that, you will end up running out of time. And I believe it's about 10 minutes. Ooh, see, this is nice. We're going to get our meter a little higher here, quicker. And also realize that if you kill 100 dinos, that you're gonna get bugged off. Or if the timer on the top runs out, we will be getting bugged off as well, whichever comes first. Alright guys, so now we are getting close to running out of time. So we are gonna have to do it twice. This is the part where it gets a little iffy. Okay, let's get off of here and let's start running because we only got a few seconds and we don't want it to attack us. Whoa. Let's get out of here. And so we're going to hatch another baby. But right here is going to be pretty iffy because it's going to start fighting whatever. And so it's going to start getting hurt. And so for us to get a perfect tame here on PvE is extremely, extremely hard. Unless you own the area where you can put a trap down, it's gonna be really hard. It can be done, don't get me wrong, but it is much harder. All right, so let me see if I can get a little closer. And there's a couple of things that you may run into. One of them being that sometimes if they're eating something and whatever they're eating ends up inside the rock, they're gonna be stuck there. And they're just going to continue on over and over. And so they're never going to be interested in whatever you bring to them. In that situation, you're gonna have to just take your whatever dino you're flying on, and you're gonna have to try to eat that body, whatever dino that is that's dead in there. And that way you may end up getting hit once by the Carcha, but that's okay. Otherwise, it'll be stuck there forever and you're not gonna get anywhere. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this baby taken care of here real quick. And boom, there we go. Claim it, get our otter. And now we're gonna have to shoot it. So as you can see, it's yeah, pretty basic. It's the same thing over and over, but like I said, in most cases, you only have to do this twice. And so this will be our second time. And if everything goes well, hopefully it won't start running everywhere, because as you can see, we're really, really slow and the Carcha's really fast. Usually the first time that you are on its back, you gotta try to clear everything out and then you come back to the same spot, because you do not want any other predators to attack you. And right now we're vulnerable, and that can happen. It's happened to me many times. And they end up eating your little dino here. When they try to bite you, they end up eating it. So that always sucks. Okay, there it is. It looks like it's eating something. Hopefully everything will go nice and smooth, and then we'll get this Carcha and everybody will be happy. Here we go. So exactly what I said could happen has happened. The Carcha is stuck in a loop, so it's always gonna be doing that. It's never gonna let go, and this sucks because now I'm gonna have to go all the way back, and the carcass might get eaten. But you know, it is what it is. So I guess we're just gonna have to take care of it. All right, guys, so I went over there and I whacked close to its head, and I did end up getting some meats. So I did end up getting that carcass that was stuck in there. So now it's actually up and it's no longer stuck. But unfortunately, something else did eat the carcass that I had over there. And it was an RG, and that's okay. Not a big deal. Now, some of you might be wondering, well, wouldn't you hurt it if you hit with your dino? And the answer is no. It's just like when you swipe, like let's say with a Bronto, right next to a bunch of your tames. Since they're your tames, you can't hurt them with other dinos. And it's the same thing here. I didn't hurt it at all. Unfortunately, it's already at like 90% effectiveness because of whatever happened before I even took the other carcass. It was already at 90%. Like I said, it's really hard. Unless there were no other dinos in the area, then it would work fine. But that's really hard because wild dinos constantly keep on spawning. So, but there you have it. So this should do it. And you know, technically you don't even have to let go of the carcass when you give it to it. It will hit you and it will hurt you a little bit, but that's why I carry the health potions just in case. But you have to release it. You have a couple of seconds after you release it for it to actually take the carcass and actually give you that green meter that it shows you. If you let go of the carcass too early, then it will not register, and it'll be just as if it was eating just a normal carcass that it was just laying on the ground. So I've seen people where they tend to kind of mess up on that. They usually take off too early and they drop it and take off, and if it takes a little bit longer than a couple of seconds, it just doesn't register. And the last tip that I have for you is that the best places to go is towards the snow, because there's usually a lot of dinos around here. And like I said, the more dinos, the better. And we're almost done, and there we go. Perfect. And there you have it, guys. See, it's nice and easy. I mean, but you have to be prepared. You can do this with a Rhino, or you can use a RG. A lot of times I use the RG. But that's pretty much it. There's nothing else much to this. And wherever they do spawn, the only place that I don't like it is where it spawns is the volcano. But on the other mountains, there's usually a lot of little dinos all over the place. But remember, those predators, the small ones, are gonna get you if you don't clear them out. So if you're gonna set up somewhere so that way you can get the baby, make sure that you get rid of those little pesky predators. But anyways, that's it for me, guys. I hope this helps you out. But until next time, keep surviving.